Hi, I'm Vaishali Adwant. I own the brand Paparazzi and Principal Productions. So, I want to talk about my love for Hollywood movies since my childhood. When I was in my fourth grade, we got a cable connection and I started watching Star Wars, Small Wonders, WWF. Undertaker was my favorite wrestler. So, I used to watch a lot of sitcoms and movies with a lot of excitement, which never stopped until 2012 when I completely stopped watching television because none of the sitcoms I was watching I considered interesting enough. So I used to watch Star movies, HBO, CBS, Desperate Housewives, Sex and the City, My Wife and Kids, The 70s Show, Big Bang Theory, Friends, loads and loads of sitcoms. I was quite glued to the television since my childhood. And today I want to talk about the difference between how emotions are depicted in Hollywood versus Bollywood. You know, I've stopped watching Bollywood movies unless and until it's a really meaningful drama or some really well made movie. I don't really watch Bollywood. So the difference between the craft of filmmaking between Bollywood and Hollywood, especially when it comes to showing emotions or depicting emotions in drama movies, is that Bollywood is overtly sentimental and want to portray the characters and plot as self righteous without focusing on human emotions, which is the crux of most of the Hollywood films. Why the rest of the world relates to Hollywood films is because when it comes to meaningful drama movies, they focus more on human emotions than ethnicity or righteousness, which is the crux of most of the Indian movies. ये जो संस्कार्स बताते हैं, there's something much more bigger than sanskars, which is human emotions and human values, which is completely lacking in Bollywood films. क्योंकि we still do not understand the significance of empathy and love that we need to show for each other, which has to rise above, orthodoxies. If we are well read, if we are well educated, we need to focus on human emotions that does not surround itself or that does not restrict or limit itself, in the name of uh, sanskars. We've come a long way understanding to be assertive as women. How women are portrayed in most of the serials and films where they most usually, depict women as a weaker section who has to tolerate a lot of torment from in-laws. That's what that's how a good woman is portrayed in Indian movies, which is just sad. American films show how to be bombastic, how to stand up for your rights. So that's the difference between, if you look at Indian history, we've had Rani Lakshmi Jhansi Bai, we had Rudrama Devi, we had a lot of female warriors, as good examples. So do not use the excuse of sanskars to portray women as weaker sections in your films. That sends across a very wrong picture, and filmmakers, people in television industry do not realize how they're influencing masses with their nonsense. This is not a time where we have to, crawl into a shell and put up with a lot of nonsense in the name of relations. No, you need to learn a good deal about self-love. You need to stand up for your rights. Most of the plots in Hollywood movies have these foundations on which they build the plot. they do not teach, they do not portray characters with where they are going to win some situation or win someone's grace or heart by being martyrs or sacrificing themselves. That's stupidity. So we show a lot of stupidity in Bollywood films. That's why you beckon ridicule from the rest of the world. So it's high time. Not all Bollywood films are like that. There are a lot of amazing Bollywood films that send across a very good message, but most of the movies and television serials are based on sanskars. These people do not even have understanding of Indian culture. You know what Indian sanskars are? Look at goddesses. See how powerful they are. See how powerfully they portray the image of women. You have Indian roots which provide you a lot of detailing about how amazing Indian culture is. But I think these people have a complete lack of understanding of what Indian culture is and they end up portraying stupidity. Okay, so I'm trying to bring across the point that if you understand the essence of goddesses and their strength, that's how you portray women. That has been existing since aeons in our culture. Yoga has been existing, spirituality has been existing in our culture since aeons. It's sad that these filmmakers don't have an understanding of it. Most of them, well, not all of them. And that's how they portray women as weaker sections who have to succumb to family torture to make themselves look ideal, which is the most foolish depiction of Indian women. That's not what we are taught. That's not what Indian women are supposed to be taught. Because you can look at history, you can look at Vedas, so open up your eyes and come up with a brilliant plot where there's characterizations where people give importance to human emotions instead of nonsense in the name of sanskars. I'm not against sanskars, I'm against the righteousness which leads to mental and emotional torture. I'm against orthodoxies which are so obsolete and people still follow them without realizing how much emotional pain they're causing to their own family members. So come up with a logical, rational plot where people understand and people open up to having clarity of thought with regard to their mind and heart and souls, the purpose in relationships, the purpose in life. So this is the vast difference between how emotions are portrayed in Hollywood and Bollywood. Those who want to critique me, do it wholeheartedly. I don't care because I have made my points very clear, and those who have basic intelligence will understand what I'm talking about. Thank you.